Hello children, welcome to the class. So, I hope you understood the previous part of the lesson. What was that? Classification of animals according to their food habits, right? So now we have learned how the animals are divided into herbivores, herb, plant eating animals, carnivores, carn, flesh eating animals, omnivores, all. Omni means all, eats plants and flesh. Now in this class we are going to learn different ways of eating, how animals have different practices, different ways, right? We eat in different way and animals also have different habits. Now first let us talk about the animals that gnaw. Now wait, what do you mean by the meaning of the word gnaw? G-N-A-W. The word gnaw means bite persistently. Persistently means continuously. For example, I know putting things into mouth is very bad, but for you to understand, I am just doing this, okay? I have already sanitized it, okay? You don't try this. What is the meaning of gnaw? So, small roots. When we have small roots, what do? We gnaw on it. So, bite continuously. Now, tell me, to gnaw something, what do you need? Which part of the teeth do you need? The front teeth, isn't it? Have you seen rabbit? The front teeth will be bigger like this. If you see in the cartoons or if you see in the pictures, the front teeth of the rabbit will be bigger, isn't it? Have you seen squirrel? Squirrel's front teeth will also be bigger. So, the animals that gnaw. What animals gnaw? Squirrels, okay, and rabbits. What do these animals do? They gnaw their food. Gnaw means bite persistently, okay. So, what did the nature do them, sir? To gnaw the food, see, nuts. Nut is very hard. What do rabbits and squirrels eat? They eat carrots, squirrels eat nuts, rabbits eat carrots, right? So, to gnaw, nature has provided them with a front long and strong and sharp teeth. Their front teeth are long and sharp, so they can easily gnaw. Now, what is the second type of animal? Animals that tear. Now, just think of when your mom gives you chicken leg piece, how do you eat? You put it here, you don't put it here, am I right? You put here and you tear it. So, all flesh eating animals tear their food. So, the nature has given them, now look at these two teeth. They are very sharp, right? If now slowly your teeth are broken recently, you are growing new teeth in third class and second class, you observe your parents' teeth or you can also observe your own teeth. These teeth are very sharp, they are a little bent. Why? So that we can easily tear. Now next time you are eating chicken or mutton, think of this. How do you tear? You tear the flesh with this. So, animals like lion, tiger and leopard, what do, sir? They tear their food. Now, is tearing enough? Sir, flesh should be chewed properly, otherwise it will cause indigestion. So, what do animals do? Animals chew that food. After tearing it, they chew it. Now, to chew, what do we have to do? We need strong inner teeth to grind the food. So, animals that tear and chew flesh, what do, sir? They are provided with strong grinding teeth. Those strong grinding teeth will crush the flesh. These front teeth will tear the flesh. Tearing and grinding, okay. So, that's what all the flesh and eating animals do. Then Have you seen a frog? Frog doesn't have any sharp teeth. Have you seen a snake? Don't go close near to a snake. Snake doesn't have teeth, but snake has fangs. Right? So how does this frog eat? You might have seen it in the cartoons. A frog has a long tongue, sticky tongue. What kind of tongue? Sticky. If anything sits on the tongue, it sticks to it. So frog patiently waits. When a fly comes, it pushes its tongue out. Then when the tongue comes out, when the tongue shoots out, the fly sticks to the tongue. And what does the frog do? The frog chews. No, frog doesn't have teeth to chew, so it swallows. Snake also, what does snake do? A snake also swallows the food. Then what is the next one? Animals that chew. Don't read it as chew. It is not chew. Chew. Animals that chew the cud. What are these animals? Let me explain very carefully. Have you seen goats? Have you seen buffaloes? Cows? When they are not eating also, they are moving their jaws. Why are they doing so? Sir, the grass eating animals like horse, buffalo, goat, have you seen their front teeth? Now next time please observe, when you go to village or when you see a buffalo around, look at its front teeth. The front teeth are wide, sharp. They cut the grass with the teeth and they swallow it without chewing well. Then after some time, they bring that grass again into their mouth and they ruminate. They chew. So that process of bringing that grass again into the mouth and chewing it is called cud. Okay? So animals that chew the cud. Which animals? Right. Buffaloes, goat, horses. What do these animals do? These animals chew the cud, not the grass. They don't chew the grass. After the grass has gone inside, after some time they bring it back. Right? And then they chew. That is called chew the cud. Now let us look at the next way of eating. Special feeding parts of animals. Have you seen a butterfly? Have you seen a bee? What does the bee do? Bee sits on the flowers and from those flowers it draws the nectar. Have you seen mosquitoes? Night time they disturb us. When you hit it like that, what do you find? You find blood in the mosquito. What did the mosquito do? The mosquito has sucked our blood. Sir, if you have gone to water pools in marshy places, there is an animal, small animal called leech. Leech, what does it leech do? Leech sticks to our body and sucks our blood. Okay, so leeches, mosquitoes, what do they do, sir? They suck the blood. And butterflies, okay, how do butterflies take the food? Butterflies and bees, they have long sucking tubes. In TV ad we are shown how a mosquito sucks the blood, right? So they have long sucking tubes. So this is the special arrangement. This is how special feeding. Feeding means food, if converted into verb form becomes feed. Food, verb form, feed. So special feeding parts. What are the special feeding parts? The sucking tubes. Okay. So butterflies and bees suck nectar from the flowers. Mosquitoes and leeches suck blood from our body. Very painful. Right. Now, have you seen an elephant? What does an elephant have? Elephant has a long trunk. What does it do with its trunk? With its trunk, it sucks the water. With its trunk, it sucks the water. And it also uses the trunk to reach the higher parts of the tree. So, trunk is also a special feeding part or not? Yes, because the trunk of the elephant helps to suck water and to cut the leaves and branches of the trees that are far reaching. And then what's the next one? Have you looked at dogs and cats? What do dogs use to lap up milk and water? They make noise like this with their tongue. What do you call that? You call that as lapping up. So dogs and cats lap up water and milk with their tongue. So tongue is also a special feeding part for dogs and cats? Yes, it is. Now, you know who's called as the friend of a farmer? Those who have watched the movie Fida might have known this. When the hero is beating the college students, he asks one student, which animal is called as the friend of farmer? Which animal is called as friend of farmer? Earthworm. Which animal, sir? Earthworm. Have you seen an earthworm? Earthworm is red in color. Mostly it is found in rainy season. Earthworm is used to fish as a bait. Okay. Now this earthworm, it has a hole-like mouth. What does the earthworm have, sir? The earthworm has a hole-like mouth, and what does it eat? It eats the mud. How? I told you, remember in the food chain, after the animals die, they are mixed up into the land. So that dead animals are eaten by earthworm, and earthworms help the plants. Okay, so what is the special feeding part of earthworm? Hole-like mouth. Okay, so my dear children, see, there are different types of animals. There are wild animals, there are domestic animals. Now, which animals are called domestic animals? Domestic means home. Always remember the word. Domestic means what? Home. See, even in flights also we have international flight, we have domestic flight. Domestic means within our country, within our home. So, domestic means animals that can be grown in farms or at our homes are called domestic animals. Examples: horse, buffalo, cow, dog, cat. These are all domestic animals. Now, these domestic animals should be taken proper care. They should be provided with healthy food. If you give them healthy food, they will give us healthy milk, right? So, always provide healthy food to the domestic animals. If at all the animals fall sick, now and then, just like how we get fever and cold, animals also fall sick. Animals also have doctors. What do we call them? We call them as veterinary doctors. What do we call them, sir? We call them as veterinary doctors. So, when an animal falls sick, when a domestic animal falls sick, we should take them to the veterinary doctors. So, my dear children, I think you have understood about the different kinds of animals that live around us. And we also understood that we need food to get energy, strength, and to grow. And all animals, including we human beings, depend on plants either directly or indirectly for food. Animals are classified into herbivores, carnivores, yes, very good, omnivores, according to their eating habits. So, different animals have some special feeding parts also. For example, dogs and cats, to lap up, they have tongue to lap up water and milk. Elephant has a long trunk. Earthworm has a hole-like mouth. Bees and butterflies, leeches and mosquitoes, they have sucking tubes, right? Few animals gnaw, few animals tear the food, and few animals chew the cud. So this is about the animals and their eating habits. I hope you all understood the lesson. Right, let us quickly do the question and answers. Tick the correct answer. Which are gnawing animals? Very simple. Squirrels are the gnawing animals. Which of these swallows its food whole? Snakes. Do we have snake? No. Then frog. Frog swallows its food as a whole. Which of these suck nectar from the flowers? We have leeches, mosquitoes, bees and butterflies. But here the question is, who suck the nectar, not the blood? Nectar. Mosquitoes, they also suck, but they suck blood. But what is asked here? Which of these suck nectar? Butterflies, bees, or both? Both, bees and butterflies. Which one is cud chewing animal? Cow, tiger, rabbit. Rabbit is a gnawing animal. Tiger is tearing animal. Cow is a chewing the cud chewing animal. Which of these use tongue to lap up milk and water? Cats and dogs, both use tongue to lap up milk and water. Animals that eat only flesh are called flesh, carnivores. It swallows soil. What swallows? Hole like mouth, swallows the dead animals. Which is that? Small particles of the dead animals, earthworm. Right. Animals that eat only plants or parts of plants. Plant, herb, herbivores. It has a long sticky tongue. What has a long sticky tongue? Frog. And dash has a trunk. Which animal has a trunk? Elephant. Animals like dash and dash suck blood from the bodies of other animals. Blood, sucking blood, not nectar. What is that? Leeches and mosquitoes. Now, who has a hole like mouth? Earthworm. When our cow is not well, cow is a domestic animal, and when our cow is not well, where should we take the cow to? Veterinary doctor, right? Now here we have in the picture 6 animals: tiger, deer, bear, crow, fox and camel, right? So herbivorous H, carnivorous C, omnivorous O. We have to mark the animals. Now what is a tiger? Tiger is tearing and chewing, that is flesh eating animal. So carnivorous. What is the other word for flesh? Carnivorous. Tiger is C. What does a deer eat? Deer lives in forest. And what does deer eat? Deer eats plants. Plants are herbs. Herbs eating animals are herbivores. H. Then we have seen bear. Bear eats both flesh and plants. So O. Crow. What does crow eat? Crow eats both. Right? So it's omnivorous. Then we have fox. Fox eats only flesh. Carnivorous. Camel eats only plants. So herbivorous. Okay. So now let me ask you one question that enriches your brain. Think and answer. What is that question? Deer eats grass while loins eat deer. What do you think will happen to the deer and the loins if all the grass dries up? Very simple. How can we explain this? Let me rub it, sir. I'll rub it and clearly show. That's a very, very interesting question. In the food chain, what is the first one? What is the first one? Plants. Plants are first. This plant is eaten by animal. Okay. So which animal is given to us here? Deer. Now this deer is again eaten by lion. Now what is the question? The question is, if these plants are not there, what will happen to deer and lion? What do we need to get strength, energy and to grow? Food. What is the food of deer? Plant. Is the plant existing? No. If there is no plant, what will happen? Deer after few days will die with hunger. If deer is not there, now where would lion get its food from? Lion eats deer. But if the deer is not existing, what will happen to lion? After few days without food, lion will also disappear. So what's the most important thing that we all have to understand? We are interdependent. One animal is dependent on other, but all the animals directly or indirectly dependent on plants, right? So my dear children, there is a small exercise of think and do. I am sure that it would be very fun for you doing that exercise. You will match, I am sure you will match the words on left to the words on the right. Okay. Now I hope you all understood the lesson, animals and their eating habits. Okay, my dear children, we will definitely meet again with a new lesson. Until then, please take care. Thank you so much and love you all.